Hi, this is James Sugg with Westpac London's end of day report for Tuesday the 20th of November. Well, it was a mostly positive day in Europe, although nothing like yesterday. Gains on European equity markets were limited to, well, the German market up 0.7%, the FTSE up 0.2%, French market up 0.7% as well, the Italians down a little bit and the Spanish market up 0.2%. The main driver of that was, well, there were several factors. Firstly, some positive housing data in the US. We saw housing starts there rise 3.6% in October. Now the single family component, which is sort of the one we watch more than the total number, because the total number includes multiples like condos, which are very volatile, it fell just 0.2% in October, having risen 17% in August and September. And in fact, housing permits, which were up 2.2%, in the single family component, they haven't posted a fall now since March. So there's more evidence there that the housing market is doing pretty well. And that gels well with yesterday's news that home builder sentiment hit a new 6-year high. And it makes sense too that we had other data yesterday showing that inventories of unsold existing homes have fallen quite sharply. So the housing data was pretty positive in the US. We've got the EU finance ministers meeting underway right now. The latest understanding from one of the news agencies, and I have to just quote this, is that Greece will get an agreement in principle today that they'll get sign off on a 44 billion euro, not 31 but 44 billion euro payment on November 26, and the funds will then be dispersed in early December. Greece still has to meet a couple of minor conditions for that to all go ahead. Now, unknowns are where the funding for the extra 2 years that we understand Greece is going to be given to get their budget deficit down to 2% of GDP is going to come from, and also what the IMF's view on all this is, because the IMF can't support or can't lend money to countries that have an unsustainable debt trajectory, and everyone basically knows that Greece has that, but it just hasn't been admitted by officials yet. So there are still some uncertainties, but watch this space. The Gaza hostilities, let's talk about a ceasefire there. That's helped pull down the oil price and also helped lift European equities. In the US, Hewlett-Packard announced quite a multi-billion write-down related to accounting irregularities to a recent acquisition, So as I'm speaking, just at 5 o'clock in London, the Dow's actually flat on the day, so it hasn't participated in the gains that Europe has seen. The Reserve Bank Governor of Australia, he gave a speech in Melbourne last night with regards to the current monetary policy position. He noted that the board felt that further easing might be required over time, but a lot of easing has already been put in place, he said. The effects of which are still coming through and will be for a while. The latest inflation data, well, not a problem, we're a bit on the high side, he said, and the gloom internationally had lifted just a little. So it seemed prudent to sit still for the moment. So he's not ruling anything in or out, of course, for December. In the Q&A, he acknowledged that the Aussie is a bit high, as he put it, and when questioned about passive intervention, he did say that there was customer business that the Reserve Bank believed, which the Reserve Bank kept on its balance sheet as the currency level made it attractive to do so at the time. So that's it for news and events today. I've given you the stock market. On the commodity markets today, oil prices, because of Middle East peace talks, down 2%. Oil prices at 87.59. Gold down 0.2% at $1,731 an ounce, and copper's up 0.2% at 354 cents a pound. And the Aussie dollar, it's at 1.038 against the US dollar. It's down 0.3% today. Okay, that's it. Westpac's leading index is coming out Wednesday, and I'll be back same time tomorrow.